Hello there. In this video recording, I'm going to show you how to create a D3.js visualization on Vita.io and connect it to a SQL database. Um, so the SQL database we're going to use in this example is a database that has a table collecting view activities data for a website. Okay, so after logging in, we're gonna land on the document screen here. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create a data source. So I'm gonna click on the source tab and create a new source, and I'm gonna call this source Acme Postgre. And by default, it's already select Postgres as the database type. But we also support MySQL and Microsoft SQL Server and BigQuery. So for the host name, because this is the local database demo, so it's going to be localhost. And then the default Postgre port is 5432. The host name is Postgre. We have no password on this database. And then the database name is Acme Web App. Okay. So that's the data source that we're going to use. Next, I'm going to go over to the datasets tab and create a new dataset. So in this dataset, we're going to retrieve the activities data and then group them into count. But first, I'm going to name this activity Acme, okay? And for some, I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom and click on Add SQL Query. First, it's gonna ask me to select a data source, so I'm gonna select the Postgre data source that we just created. And I'm gonna show you what's inside this activity table by just issuing these queries to the table. And it's gonna return me about 13,000 rows. It has three columns: event, which shows the view at its type, and then created at timestamp, and then updated at timestamp here. Okay, so that's the raw data. So we're gonna use our PostgreSQL query to group this data and then count the event based on days. Okay, so here's the final query that I've already prepared. So it's gonna select the created ad and then convert it to a month, day, year format and then count the rows. Then it's gonna group by created ad and order by created timestamp. Okay, I'm just gonna run this query. Now I have a simplified version of the data that will show me the days and the count. Okay. Next, I'm going to head to the Documents tab and create a new document. And for this example, we're going to use the calendar heat map template available on Vita.io. So I'm going to paste in the document ID on Vita.io here. I'm going to import it into our local instance. Okay, by default it has this default data set in here, but we're going to use the one that retrieved from our database. So I'm going to link to external, and then I'm going to select the Acme database. Okay, and after selection, I'm going to refresh the document by just save it. Okay, now it's retrieving the data directly from the database. So this is the calendar heat map that shows the view activities during days across the months, and I can scroll back and forth here. So that's it. That's how you create a D3.js visualization and connect it to a Postgre database. Let us know if you have any question. Send us an email to contact@vita.io. Thank you for watching.